Manipulation has become more common in our society today. Everyone wants to have the secret method to finding your boyfriend or girlfriend in 1 month, making $100,000 a month by buying this and that course, learn a language in 3 weeks, etc. A lot of these things are forms of manipulation which we often don't talk much about because we are mainly focused on how we are being manipulated in our interpersonal interactions, which is completely understandable. However, when we limit our discussion of this topic to only the micro factors, we miss out on the big picture that involves the more macro factors, which I will discuss in this video. So, how do you know you're being manipulated? Why should you care about being manipulated, especially if you are getting what you want at the end of the day? How will manipulation affect you personally in the long run? So how do you know you're being manipulated? There are certain signs we can pick up on. For example, if a person is love bombing you, chances are they are manipulating you. Love bombing is when someone showers you with undeserved attention and makes you feel extremely likable in order for you to let your guard down. A person who makes a genuine compliment doesn't rush in like that. Instead, they take their time to get to know you and compliment you accordingly, kind of like a slow burn approach instead of the flash in a pan. Another way to know you're being manipulated is when a person leaves out certain critical details intentionally in order to give you a skewed view about something. This is very popular among news stations who tend to leave out a lot of important details and only choose to show you the details that fit their narrative. Not only that, they also exaggerate how important the details they included are in order to cement the view into your mind subconsciously. Why should you care about being manipulated, especially if you're getting what you want at the end of the day? Well, because it will negatively affect you in the long run. Being subjected to consistent manipulative tactics will make you doubt yourself and your own judgment, causing you to develop a lower self-esteem, which can result in an increase in depression, anxiety, and other mental health symptoms. A healthy relationship involves honest communication and doing so in good faith, being open to the other's perspective while also anchoring oneself in objective truth. Manipulation is the antithesis to this approach. It focuses on power dynamics that have no regard for truth unless such truth will fit the manipulator's narrative. But if other truth contradicts their narrative, they dismiss it and focus on emotional appeals and gaslighting. We've all been in such a situation, and when we look back on it, most rational people can say they want nothing to do with such situations ever again. How will manipulation affect you personally in the long run? Like I mentioned, it will lower your self-esteem and take a toll on your mental health, particularly in terms of depression and anxiety. However, that's not the only consequence. Furthermore, you will find yourself gravitating towards people who are manipulators, and you yourself will become a manipulator. It will become normalized for you, and this way of being is what becomes the ideal or optimal way of functioning in life. You will also begin to develop suspicions of people who are actually decent human beings, who are telling you the truth and who care about you, because you will always have this underlying feeling of, are they up to something? What do they really want from me? This is a completely toxic way of living your life, and toxicity just breeds more toxicity. It is what it is. You cannot expect to operate positively in life by using toxic fuel. You need good fuel if you want to last and live a good and happy life. So, what is the fuel for that kind of life? A lot of things, actually. For one, having a good connection with family and friends is absolutely crucial. People who have a positive and supportive social network are less likely to fall for manipulative tactics. This doesn't mean the risk is 0%, but it would be closer to it the better your social network is. Manipulators usually like easy targets, not hard ones. They prey on those who they see have a low self-esteem and play on their emotions and desire for connection and acknowledgement, and capitalize on that need for selfish gain. Another thing I would suggest is going to church or a place of worship of your choice. This ties into the community aspect because it's been shown again and again that religious people on average tend to be happier than non-religious people. And a large part of that has to do with the fact that they have a large network of individuals on whom they can rely. Non-religious people are more likely to feel lonely and isolated and to report having less friends in their lives. They're also more likely to be addicted to things like drugs and alcohol, in large part in order to cope with their emotional issues. On the whole, I think it's very important to have a higher self-esteem that is based in a positive attitude rather than narcissism and arrogance, which are based on negative attitudes. To know more about this topic, check out my last video where I discuss this in more detail. So that's it for this video. If you like this content, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share to get notified about more videos like this one. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.